every session starts in a respectful position and finishes in a respectful position. What you're seeing this afternoon is essentially a truncated normal class. Every physical exercise should be warmed up. You don't necessarily need it today. It's a beautiful afternoon here. But to avoid injury, it's good to flex the joints.
Competing at the Cardiff Stadium, Eris Cole from the age 10.
With us today, we've got a number of elite players, a number of players in the British team, many of them in the Welsh team as well, but recently in the British team. Mr. Dodge in the back there is actually British #1 at the moment. The judo is composed of a number of components. Every contest starts in a standing fighting position and moves to a ground wrestling position depending on what's happening in the bout. You can win a competitive competition in a number of ways. You can throw your opponent so that they land flat on their back. You can hold them to the ground on their back for 25 seconds to score it on. Or you can cause them to submit by strangle or arm lock. This is outlawed for the juniors. Only for senior players can they strangle and arm lock. First lesson in every judo class is how to fall. Japanese ukemi. It's vitally important that all judo players can fall correctly. And you notice that even the youngest players can really fall well. Any player coming to the sport for the first time is taught this skill. It's a real life skill. Even when you fall down the stairs when you're older, you don't get hurt. Falling backwards is actually a really important skill to learn in judo, because if you fall and you hit the back of your head in this sport, it can cause concussion and it's a really serious injury. So it's vital that all of the children learn how to fall correctly. The training objective for all of the children is that they come back next week, nobody gets hurt. There we go.
How important is it for a community like pontarddulais to be involved in an event such as this today?
Players need to be agile. If somebody throws you, in the middle of the throw you can escape and land on your feet. You only give away points if you land on your back. So when you're in the air, if you land on your feet, you can avoid giving away points. So agility is really important. Pontarddulais Judo Club and Swansea in general is a real hot spot for judo in Wales. Judo started in Wales back in the post-war era. A chap called Alan Petherbridge is the leader of judo in Wales. He was a competitor in the '64 Olympics and was British team captain. Swansea has always led judo in Wales.
So we have our first Swansea of the afternoon.
So it may appear that they're hitting the floor hard, but they're hitting the floor in a controlled manner so that they don't get hurt. If you can hear the slapping of the mat, they're distributing the force of the landing to their arms away from their body, so nobody gets hurt. You notice their heads are tucked away so that they don't bang their heads. Yeah, good boy. Very good.
Well done. All these pictures will be on the
Just to remind everybody that the top speed demonstration on your one, Zumba. We have Zumba.
Yeah, good boy, good boy.
One of the most important popular sports in the world, the world sports in the world at the moment. You can find out about Zumba. For those who like a little less.
Okay, judo is a great sport for children. For those that are a bit boisterous, it will calm them down. For those that are not confident, it will build confidence. It's a cooperative sport. If you throw your opponent too hard, you have to realise he's going to get up and throw you in a minute. So it's a very cooperative sport.
So next we have Harry Brooks, all the way from Kumbula.
The exercise here is called Nagekomi. The players are practicing their favourite techniques. Not a great deal of resistance from their partners.
Welsh international, Mr. Steve Davis. Well done.
So now we're switching to ground wrestling.
Up on top of that podium.
The object here for the children is to pin their opponent on his back or her back and hold him there. The older players can strangle an arm lock, but obviously for children we don't do that.
He's just getting his picture on top of the podium there with Steve. He'll also receive a promotional signed card.
If anybody wants to do judo, there are plenty of clubs in Swansea, all over the district of Swansea, from the north, east and the west. They're all over the place. Pontarddulais Judo Club is a particularly good judo club, but there are clubs all over. If you're interested or your children want to do judo, they come and speak to myself or Andrew here in the green sweater.
Today, Caitlin Davis of Bryn Hudridge at their rock. Steve Davis and Caitlin carried the 1996 Olympic torch, famously carried by Muhammad Ali in the Atlanta Games.
So now we'll progress to Nagekomi from throws into Muraza, into groundwork. But with the addition of arm locks and strangles. These techniques that originated in judo have been exploited to great effect in other areas now, such as mixed martial arts, where they realise that these close skills in judo, where you wrap your opponent, where you immobilise your opponent on the floor, are key and very effective.
Yes, waiting for the music, waiting for the atmosphere, waiting for the ambience. We haven't won this seat yet. That's your cue, Cameron, and he's off. Obviously got good leg speed. His time in the shuttle run was very impressive. As you can see, hold up high, Cameron, hold it high, well done. You put a good 2 meters on that, Steve Davis, then, okay? Also Cameron's high step time was very impressive as well, where they run the 8 meters 4 times, stepping in between all the hurdles.
Judo is all about applying the most efficient force to your opponent. This means that small players can often beat big players if they position themselves correctly and they throw correctly.
And the speed bumps where you jump back and forth over a small hurdle as many times as you can in 30 seconds.
It's a sport where men can fight women, boys can fight each other, boys can fight men. It's a real mixed sport. Very cooperative. The object of the exercise is physical education.
Next on this Olympic course relay lap of the track. He's just getting instruction now to hold it high so the public can see it. Hold it up to the TV cameras. And Ronia, gone off at some pace. Problems holding the end there with the speed. Ronia.
Hey, buddy.
Right on top of the podium as well. Get that smiley face. Great running. Let's have a look at the scores. Yeah, your speed sounds very good. And your height step.
If you're watching the young lad right in the middle, who's currently being trained by a young lady, D-Dots, number 1 in the world. Great achievement in his category.
To finish our slot, the seniors here are going to continue to practice at full speed. So this is full speed Nankakumi. They will throw each other in a cooperative manner. You notice the throws are a mixture of arm throws and leg throws. See, shoulder throws from both there. The object is to take your opponent into an off-balance position. Use his movement to throw him.
Get instruction how to hold it high above his head and they're off. Steve Davis following him. Oops, there's a slip there.
Every time your opponent steps, he actually places himself into an off-balance position, and if you're skilled enough, you can take advantage of that.
Run of 100 metres was pretty good, just a little bit better on scores in the long jump.
If you want to contact us later, in the tent up the hill there is a television showing judo continuously. Take a card and give us a call and we'll direct you to a local club. So as is tradition, we'll close the practice with a formal bow. This is fairly routine for all of the players in every club.
Next we have Cara Harris from Trevorse. He's 6. He's obviously done this before, running very elegantly, holding that torch up very upright. Well done, Cara. And on top of the podium, Cara.
Thank you for your input.
Running bare feet as well, like all the Africans do. Let's have a look at your scorecard. Your speed was very impressive.